Salutations to all our future judges. In this video, we are going to see Indian Evidence Act 1872. But before going into the video, I'd like to make few requests to our viewers as well as the subscribers. Kindly do not skip the video. Watch the video from the beginning till the end. If you skip in between, you may be missing very crucial information or very crucial aspects which have been explained. Hence, watch from the beginning till the end. And next request is, please do have a notebook and a pen with you, because various questions which have been asked in Evidence Act in various exams would be mentioned or would be stated. And in addition to this, idea would be given as to how questions could be framed in a particular section. It is very important for you. So you all need to make a note of all these aspects. And in addition to this, some additional illustrations would also be given while teaching the act. Hence, you please make a note of all those additional illustrations as well. They would be of absolute help to you in understanding the particular section. And in addition to this, various ways or techniques would be taught which would help you to remember those sections, or to say some memory techniques would be given. This would be really helpful to you in remembering the sections when you go to the exam. I hope this video would be of absolute and great utility to you. Now, let us try to understand the illustrations under section 32. The first illustration, A. The question is whether A was murdered by B, or A dies of injuries received in a transaction in the course of which she was ravished. So, this particular sentence we will try to understand. A is a lady and she was ravished or raped for our easy understanding. And in that case, she dies of the injuries caused during raping. So, when that is the question which comes to the court is whether she was raped by B. Next is, the question is whether A was killed by B. Under such circumstances, the suit would lie against B by A's widow. So, there is a circumstance where the wife of A can file a case or suit against B. In that case, whether A killed B. So, that is a question. Next one is statements made by A as to the cause of his or her death, referring respectively to the murder, the rape and the actionable wrong under consideration or relevant facts. So, if a person is dying, that person is saying something about the death. It may be due to murder, it may be due to rape or some actionable wrong under consideration. All these are quite relevant. Now, let us move to the next illustration, B. The question is as to the date of A's birth. So, the question is when A was born, the date when A was born. That is a question. Now, let us imagine this A was born on 1/1/2020. Now, the surgeon who regularly keeps a diary with him in this hospital, where he records like the name of the babies which were born in that particular hospital. So, in that case, if this person has attended, if this doctor has attended A's mother and he saw her mother deliver the son. So, in all these cases, it is a relevant fact. The next example is, the question is whether A was in Calcutta on a given date. So, in this particular example, now let us imagine this particular person A, which is under illustration C. The question was whether A was in Calcutta on a given day. Now, his advocate or his solicitor has met him in Calcutta on that particular day and he has recorded that in his diary. He regularly does this. This advocate regularly writes where he goes and the name of the clients whom he met and where he met. So, in that case, that is a relevant fact. Let us move to illustration D. Now, the question is whether a ship sailed from Bombay Harbour on a given day. Let us try to understand this particular D example in a much more simpler way. Imagine there is a ship which is booked by one company. The company is sending its own goods in the ship to London. So the person who is taking care of all these aspects in the company which is sending the ship or sending the goods, he is writing a letter to the London company stating that, sir, I have sent all these goods by ship and the ship left the Bombay harbor. So in that case, that letter becomes relevant. Let us move to illustration E. The question is whether rent was paid to A for a certain land. That is a question which is raised. Let us imagine in this example E that A is a landlord. He is collecting rent. So in that case, he is appointing an agent. This A, who is the landlord, is appointing an agent. That agent is collecting the rent on behalf of A. So he is writing a letter. Now this agent is no more. He has died. But before his death, he is writing a letter to A stating that, sir, I have collected the rent. Based on your order, I have kept it in your account. So it is relevant. Now let us move to illustration F. The question is whether A and B were legally married. That is a question. Imagine a scenario where the clergyman has given a statement saying that yes, I married A and B, but a celebration of that marriage would be a crime. So if he is going to give such a statement, that statement is relevant. Let us move to example G. The question is whether a person who cannot be found, wrote a letter on a certain day. The fact that a letter written by him is dated on the day is relevant. So this person is writing a letter and he is no more now. So let us imagine that he is writing a letter on 1/1/2020. The question is whether that letter was written on that particular day. So if there is a date on that particular letter, that is considered to be relevant. Let us move to example H. The question is, what was the cause of the wreck of a ship? Imagine a ship is sailing in the sea and it sank or it got wrecked. And what is the reason? They are trying to find out. So a protest is made by the captain, whose utterance cannot be procured is a relevant fact. So the captain is saying to everybody, please don't do this. Maybe somebody has disobeyed the captain, or without the knowledge of captain, somebody has done something, or he has been threatened. In all these cases, captain would protest saying that please don't do this because there will be a wreck of the ship. Please don't do it. So that protest, what the captain is doing, is also a relevant fact. Now illustration I. The question is whether a given road is a public way. A statement by a deceased headman of the village that road was public is a relevant fact. So this headman or the head of the village is stating, I've been in this village for so many years, I know that this road is a public road. He has given the statement already before his death. Then that is a relevant fact. Now J, illustration J. The question is, what was the price of grain on a certain day in a particular market? Imagine there is some dispute with respect to the price of that particular grain on a particular day. There were some disputes with respect to the price, with respect to the payment. In that case, this deceased businessman who was selling that grain, he has given a statement of price. Then that is relevant. Illustration K. The question is whether A, who is dead, was the father of B. Now A is no more. Now the question is whether he was the father of B. The statement by A that B was his son is a relevant fact. Before dying, this person A is saying to someone else that B is his son. Then that statement is relevant. Illustration L. The question is, what was the date of birth of A? Now there is a question, when A was born. There was a dispute with respect to the date when he was born. Now this A is coming to the court and producing a letter. This letter was written by A's father to his friend, that is his father's friend. So that letter states, dear friend, my son A is born on this particular day, I am happy about it. He is announcing the birth of his son to his friend. So that letter is quite relevant. M, illustration M. The question is whether and when A and B were married. The first question is whether they were married. The next question is when they were married. There are two questions in this particular illustration. In this particular example, B is the wife and A is the husband. So now, B's father, C, he is writing in a memorandum saying that his daughter married A. After writing this C dies. So in that case, that would be considered as relevant, stating that the marriage took place and they were married on a particular date. That is relevant. Now, let us move to illustration N. A sues B for a libel expressed in a painted caricature. I hope you all know what is caricature. It is a kind of cartoon where they draw the faces of people in a funny manner. So, a person is being drawn in a funny way and it is exposed in a window shop. In that case, A sues B. So, this B is being sued by A for putting a caricature exposed in a window shop. The question is as to the similarity of the caricature and this libellous character. So that is very important in this particular example. So that caricature should be similar to A. It is the face of A should look similar to the caricature. One. The next is it should be defaming him. That is very important. That is the second thing. Imagine a person is a teetotaler or he doesn't have any bad habits, he does not smoke. But there is a caricature showing as if he is smoking. Then that is libellous in nature. And in addition to this, the remarks of the crowd of spectators on these points may be proved. So imagine one of the spectator in the crowd is coming and saying, see, this person is acting as if he doesn't smoke, but this caricature shows that he is smoking. So that is libellous in nature. That can be taken and proved. And all these aspects, all these illustrations, what we saw are relevant. I hope you would have understood the entire section as well as the illustrations. Please understand this section 32 is very, very important. Many times questions have been asked from section 32. I hope you would have liked the video. If you like the video, please do press the thumbs up button and do share the video with your friends and motivate them. If you are not subscribed the channel, please do subscribe the channel and share the channel with your friends. If you feel that I've left something in this video or you want me to change the way in explanations are given for the sections, please do let me know by way of comments. Let us join hands together and contribute for a learned society. Thank you.